All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is our hip issues. If we have hip issues, there's two different forms of corrections that we have to make. There's a stability part, and then there's a mobility part. So we got to know which section our athletes are divided into. And here's how we separate it. So if we're testing an athlete and we have an athlete in a deep squat or overhead squat, whatever you want to call it, okay? And the athlete actually has internal rotation. We have valgus of the knees and they're collapsing right here. Not a good position to be in, okay? That's going to be a stability issue, okay? Usually females have this problem. Our young athletes, male or female, 8 to 12 are usually going to have this problem, okay? Probably because they're not activating the hip correctly, okay? So that's what we have to work on. Now, the second part of this is a mobility issue, a stretching or flexibility issue. So if we have an athlete that gets in that overhead squat and they can't get to parallel, then we have an issue, or they poke those toes out when they're squatting, okay? Then that's going to be a mobility issue that we have to attack, okay? So there's two different ways that we address these things, and we got to know which area our athletes are in so that we can help them the best. Okay, so first thing that we're going to cover is our stability issues. Our stability issues, there's a really good tool with this. Number one is a mini band, okay? You can do this with TheraBands. You can do this with just about anything that allows resistance, okay? You can even, I've seen people even add manual resistance on the outside here. They'll actually put a plate or a sandbell or a sandbag on top of their knee, okay? They're going to bend their knees, okay? Get them in this position, put them right here in a side plank. They're going to plank up, and then they're actually going to clamshell, okay? These are our clamshells, okay? You can put a plate right here, have the plate if you don't have a mini band, and clamshell just like that, okay? That's a good one for stability issues, okay? We usually do 3 sets of 10 to 15, depending on how much resistance there is. Now, the next thing that we can do is one that I really like, okay? Gets them in a different position, gets them in that good athletic position. I like this because they have to stabilize their spine. It creates good habits from the athlete. Okay, so it gets them right here, and we're going to go step, replace, keeping those feet straight ahead. Step, replace, step, replace. They never bring their feet back together. Gets them in a good athletic position. I tell them to almost be uncomfortable, really force those knees out. Okay, you'll notice when the athletes start, they'll be like this: knees in, knees in, knees in. So you have to get them to that position, okay? Good stable position on the hips. All right, and the next one that we do with the mini band, and you don't necessarily need to do this with the mini band. You can do it standing, and it's the same problem. You just have to increase the reps, okay? So all we're going to do is lift up hip height, make sure our lower back is flattened to the floor. All right, we're going to hold for 15 seconds and then do 15 reps. Nice and explosive, 15 reps, okay? Really driving that knee up, really working on stability of the hip flexor, okay? A lot of athletes that have problems with this, they'll have a lot of slippage and a lot what they call popping, okay? It's normal to have that if they have a lot of movement in that hip joint, okay? So that's what we're trying to work on. And then the next thing that a lot of people don't associate with hip stability is planks, okay? Side plank taps, middle plank, okay? Pelvic tilt out of a middle plank position is always a good thing to stabilize the hip joints. The last one that we do is take a med ball, or we take a stability ball, or we even hold a weight in between our knees. Okay? Okay, we'll bridge up and we'll squeeze 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax and sit. And then we'll up and squeeze again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back down, okay? See it from the side. A lot of athletes that have a problem with stability issues, you'll see them bridge up, and then when they start to squeeze, their butt will drop, okay? So you really want to coach that up. Hips up, toes off the ground, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Up again, we'll usually do 3 sets, 6 sets, 9 sets of 10 seconds apiece, okay, to stabilize that hip joint. Hopefully this will help. Hopefully this is going to help your athletes stay healthy and increase performance, and hopefully you'll be able to build better athletes. See you next time. The first thing that we're going to do for mobility of the hip joint, you can do this out of a quadruped position. We'll drive back and up and over. Drive back, up and over, okay? Some people call them bird dogs, whatever you want to call them, okay? I call these hurdles. We even do these standing up. We'll do leg swings standing up. We'll go against a wall or a rack, tuck those hips, swing that leg, okay? That's really good to do before the workout, okay? Anything that involves movement before the workout, okay? Then the next thing that we can do to actually stabilize the hip, I teach a whole routine for this. The first thing that we do is stretch out, lean forward, just like that. Nice high hip, nice stable spine, core. Don't lean over like this, okay? Then we'll turn the foot out, turn this back foot out, and then lean forward again. Feel it on the inner thigh right there, okay? Then we'll cross this hip over. We'll put our belly button on the ankle. Do not let the ankle fall down. Keep it removed in a 90-degree angle. And then we'll put our belly button on our knee, okay? And then we'll even kick out to a hamstring posterior stretch right there, okay? All right, so that's a routine that we do for static stretching. We'll do that after our workouts for those that have hip mobility issues, okay? And then we'll even add some of these, okay? This is called, it's just a slider, all right? You can do this without a slider. You can do it manually, just with shoes on, okay? Going forward, really rocking that foot back. We'll breathe in and out, and then stretch again. We'll do that 3 times, all right? They'll feel in their hamstring, their hip flexor, okay? And then we'll go out to the side. Feet straight ahead. We'll go here. We'll count to 10, and as we count to 10, we're going to rock our hips back, keep our feet straight ahead, and then slide out again. Count to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, rock our hips back, and then slide out one more time. Okay, we'll do about 3 sets of that. That's usually really good for after our workouts as well.